Hi, Miss Michelle here again. So I was just showing how to make a footer on a large bowl. Next thing I'm going to be showing you is how to apply underglaze and create a fade. Okay, so this will be a shorter video, I think. I'll just show you what I got to get started. So I like to use these little soup container lids for my glazes. So these are two different color underglazes. So one is kind of like a slate gray and the other one's going to be more of a reddish pink, okay? So I have that set up here. I'm just going to put that down and I'll go grab our bowl. Okay. So this bowl here is quite heavy. It's large and heavy. So I don't need to anchor it. Um, I've played with a lot of bowls of this size and just have learned from experience that there's just no need. It's like an extra step. So I don't think you really need to. So you're deciding a little bit of planning, like which color are you going to use on top and which one will you use on bottom. I think what I'd like to do is use my red on top right here, and I'm going to use the slate gray on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dip in here, turn my wheel on kind of slow, and I'm going to hold my hand firm in place. So I do have to continually apply. So just kind of holding it in place. I'm going to be carving this bowl in our next video. When we carve a bowl that has underglaze on it, or slip of a different color. Sometimes people use slip as an underglaze. Like this is a gray clay, but sometimes people will make like a slip using red clay, and that actually will do the same thing as underglaze. So when you carve a bowl that has underglaze on it, the technique is called sgraffito, and it's an old Italian technique. So I'm just holding it firm in place. It's getting a little bit cockeyed, so I'm just gonna move. It doesn't really matter, but the bowl itself is just a little cockeyed on the machine here. So I'm just trying to kind of hold it firm a little, or kind of center it a little bit more. It's not moving, it's just me because I didn't place it well to begin with. The things you don't think about. So I'm still applying my first coat. I want it really nice and even. Towards the top. This is going to be an area that people are going to notice on the bowl, so it's important that it looks good. So I'm just continually applying, reapplying. Kind of like to move my brush a little bit. That's going to help to fill in some areas that maybe are lighter. I did bring quite a bit of underglaze here, so what I'm going to do is try to use it all. Okay, getting somewhere. It's looking good. All right, so it's looking good. I'm gonna begin my next color adventure, which is gonna be the slate gray. I'm gonna be doing that right underneath where I was. Okay. Now the slate gray, it's gonna be hard to tell it apart from the color of the clay. But what's gonna happen is when I fire this, the stone of the clay that looks gray right now is actually gonna turn white, but this underglaze is gonna stay gray. So it's kind of neat because it does just look like gray clay to me, but actually it's gray. This is a dark gray underglaze. It's almost like a slate gray. So I'm making sure I got underneath. You really want really good full coverage. Okay. And I'm just actually going right to the bottom of my machine here. And now I'm gonna start going for that really nice blending technique. I see it already starting to happen. Sometimes you have to turn the brush around a little bit. It's a little bit of exploring here. It may not look perfect, but we're just kind of playing. And this is going to be a bowl that I'm going to be etching with that sgraffito technique. It's going to look cool either way, whether the the coverage is great or not, it's still gonna look really, really good when it's done because graffito just looks really cool. All right. So I'm gonna come back to my red on the top. All right, let's see here. Got a chunky blob there. That'll happen. I like using the wheel for these fun blending techniques. It's just a easy little shortcut and it's neat. So you can see the blending is starting to happen. It's definitely starting to look pretty nice. And again, I said it in the last video, but these are not bowls from Home Goods or Marshalls. They're not made in China. They're not made in a factory. They're made by us. They're made by artisans, and every one of them is one of a kind. So you can't judge it based on like little perfections. So every potter is going to have those little imperfections, and that's what's going to make your clay unique, your project unique. So don't sweat that too much if you possibly can. It's looking really good though. I'm actually very happy with how it's coming out. And I like to use everything that I put on my little palette here. There's a bit of gray left, so I am going to use that again. Because I just don't like to waste. I'm really big on not wasting. I hope you are too. I was talking about in my last video how we recycle our clay. I hope every clay studio does. I know they all don't because I've been in other studios, but most do. The good ones do. So make sure that you're recycling your clay. It's very important. Even if you don't have a fancy clay recycling machine, you can do it by hand. We did it by hand in our very busy studio here for years and years until we were able to afford the Bluebird machine that we have now, Pug Mill. Okay. Looking really good, and it's really the exact technique that I was hoping for. So I'm just going to show you a close-up really quick. It's very red on the top and it becomes gray on the bottom. So I'm just going to show you where we ended up, and I'll just kind of move it around for you. And I'm very happy with it. All right, I'll see you soon. Next video is going to be all about carving, so stay tuned. All right, see you later.